this net is to promote good fellowship among amateur radio operators, encourage the use of good operating procedures, improve communication skills, and to share technical information and comments with the group. Tonight's net consists of the following parts. Part 1 is check-ins, beginning with portable, mobile, and short-time stations, followed by all other stations. All hands are encouraged to check in by calling net control and then unkey with another station. Then slowly and clearly give net control your call sign, name, and the city you are in. Please indicate when checking in if you have any traffic for the net, such as club announcements, meetings, or messages. Part 2 is second goes. It's during this time you can ask technical questions, pass any traffic including equipment reviews, list radio equipment for swap or sale, or any other information to share with the group. This is an informal but controlled net, and all traffic should come through net control. Emergency traffic will have priority use at all times throughout the net. Simply announce emergency and all all stations will yield a frequency. If there is any emergency traffic, please go now. Hearing no emergency traffic, I will continue with the formatted portion of the net. This is N9CVR, November 9, Charlie, Victor, Romeo, your net control station for the Fox Cities Amateur Radio Club's weekly 2-meter net. I will now stand by for check-ins from portable, mobile, or short-time stations. Please call net control.
Control. Net control, this is Kilo Delta 9 Whiskey Alpha Whiskey, Matthew in Appleton. No traffic.
Net control. Net control, Kilo Delta 9er, Mike, India, Lima, KD9MIL, Dan in Appleton, no traffic.
Control. Alpha Charlie 9, X-Ray Whiskey, Duggan Ribbon, no traffic.
Sounds like a good place to stop there. I've got, KD9WAW Matthew, KD9MIL Dan, KD9YJH Craig, and AC9XW Doug. Any other portable, mobile, or short-time stations, please call net control. Nothing heard. So let us move on to any and all stations. Please call net control.
Control, here is November 9, Sierra, Echo, Alpha, Warren and Amro, no traffic.
Net control. Net control, this is Kilo Delta 9er, Zulu Alpha Hotel, Andrew and Grand Chute, no traffic.
Whiskey 1, Golf Charlie Sierra, Greg in Grand Chute, no traffic.
Net control. Net control, this is Kilo Delta 9, Whiskey Charlie Kilo, Rod in Greenville.
Net control. Control, this is Kilo Delta 9er, Zulu Golf Oscar, Joshua, Grand Chute, no traffic.
Net control. Control. This is 59 Sierra Juliet Oscar, Steve in Greenville, no traffic. Net control. Net control, this is Kilo Charlie 9, Tango, Foxtrot, Mike, Josh. Net control. This is FQ89AE, Larry, Grand Chute, and no traffic. Net control. This is Kilo Bravo 9, AE, Uniform Charlie. No traffic. Net control. Technical, this is 9, just the 9, yeah. That would happen, no traffic. Technical, this is Logo 39, Victor, here's Appleton. Technical. This is November 9, Tango, November Whiskey, and then 9, TSW, in Kimberly. Control. Control. This is Delta 9er, Robert, with Little Chute. Net control. Net control, this is Whiskey India 9, Mike in Appleton, no traffic. Alright, there's a good place to break in. Bunch of check-ins here. I've got M9SEA Lauren, KD9ZAH Andrew, W1GCS Greg, KD9WCK Rod, KD9ZGO Joshua, W9SJO Steve, KC9TFM John, WA9TT Larry, KB9YUC Scott, W9LEX Alex, cool call sign by the way, KC9VLB Roy, N9TNW Bill, WD9ZEZ Robert, and WI9 Mike. Anybody else like to check into the Fox Cities Amateur Radio Club's weekly 2-meter net? Please go now from N9CVR. All right, I hear no more check-ins or traffic, so we'll move on to second goes. During this time, you may ask technical questions, list radio items for sale or wanted, although please no haggling on the air. You could do an equipment review or discuss other topics. I'll throw out two for today. One is alternately, what did you do for Christmas? So, with that, let's start at the top of the list with KD9WAW Matthew. Matthew, how are you doing?
This is Kilo Delta Niner Whiskey Alpha Whiskey. I am doing pretty well tonight. What actually happened, what our family did for Christmas is we're going to go up to my aunt and uncle's this weekend for Christmas with them, so we can exchange gifts with them. But on the other side of the family, we actually just had them over today because they were sick on the day of, so invited them over for dinner, and it was a good dinner. Back to net.
Good times, yeah. There's been about 20 different things going around. You might hear it in my voice. I actually got over COVID about a day before. Yeah, I think it was a day before Christmas. So we actually got to do Christmas. But, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going around. Next up, KD9MIL. Dan, how's it going?
Well, in the control in the group KD9MIL, going pretty well. I got a sock full of snacks, including an 8-ounce piece of Cabot habanero cheddar cheese. I brought down to share with some friends at the tavern for an hour this afternoon. And I cooked Christmas dinner, and other than that, not much to add. Back to that, KD9MIL.
That sounds like good cheese. I enjoy, well, I'm hesitating to say that I enjoy hot food because I just had Parker John's scorpion sauce on the wings yesterday, and that was, it gave me a run for my money, but that cheese does sound good. Next on the list, KD9YJH, Craig. How was your Christmas, Craig? Nothing heard. We're gonna give him another chance at it at the bottom of the list. That puts next on the list AC9XW, Doug. How are you doing, Doug?
AC9XW, Doug in Ripon, and I wasn't paying attention because I'm not portable, I'm not low power, and I'm not short time, so I screwed around and I wasn't paying attention. But I've been doing well. I've been off on a break. I've done POTA every day since the 23rd of December out at Leopold Wetland Management District, and I now have surpassed Larry, WA9TT. I'm at 780 QSOs there. I'm running QRP rig and 818 with a loop antenna, and today I got a 10-meter contact, an FD8 into Alaska. So that's what I've been doing, and so 73, back to you.
Good weather for it, and I know Larry's a little further down on the list, so I'm sure he's going to have some comments. Also, no worry about the low power or whatever. It's all good. Next on the list, N9SEA. Lauren, how are you doing?
This is Lauren N9SEA down here in Conroe. Had a nice Christmas. My dad is in assisted living on the Wapaco, so we picked him up and I think he would do London for Christmas in 98. So still getting around okay, but his good Christmas for all. Other than that, just kind of sitting here enjoying hanging out in Amtrak. That was all I have, so everybody have a good rest of the week coming up. Thanks for control. And then that's it.
Wow, I think I picked up in there that your dad is 98. impressive. Few of my grandparents got into their even late 90s, but not that late. I think the oldest was 96. That's a good, nice old age. Next on the list, KD9ZAH. Andrew, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, and for Christmas, for my dad, my brother, and I, my dad bought an antenna that we today mounted in the attic, and then I'm using it right now, and we ran the coax all the way down, and so it's plugged in right now, and that's about it. And also I got a hat with my call sign on it from my dad. This is KD9ZAH, back to net.
Awesome. Yeah, we talked before the net. You're coming in really good on the new antenna, so it's working for you. And cool on the hat. On time. Next up, W1GCS. Greg, how was your Christmas?
This is W1GCS. Thanks for doing that tonight, Chris, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody listening out there. I had a very enjoyable Christmas at the in-laws. I had to travel all the way to Fond du Lac, which was a nice drive, especially the weather. We couldn't have 60 degrees on Christmas. Who would believe? Never thought that. But we had the whole family there. My son from California is home for the week, and my son and his partner came up from Sun Prairie, so we had all got together there and went to a 9 o'clock service at church, and then we had a wonderful meal before, and then had one church service, and had some more snacks after, because you can't have a church service without Christmas Eve without goodies after. And then after a wonderful night's sleep, get up and skate pretty much all day. But it was nice to be outside and walk a little bit and so on. But still good family time all in all. Back to the net. This is W1CCS.
Yeah, Greg, sounds like a good time. Very similar to what we did. Very similar. Yeah, I feel like you can't go to church on Christmas Eve and then not eat afterwards. That's like, you got to have the celebration there. Next on the list is Rod, KD9WCK. Rod, how are you doing from N9CBR?
We had a pretty quiet Christmas this year. My oldest daughter and my son were both tied up with other in-laws, so they didn't make it down for Christmas. My youngest daughter was here. I think the most fun gift I got was my wife bought me one of those MFJ 12 24-hour dual time zone clocks, and I've got the regular time and Zulu time running. It's kind of interesting when you're on HF. That's about it. Back to net, KD9WCK.
Well, that's a cool gift. That's something I've seen those and thought about, hey, it'd be really nice to have. Are those atomic too, or are they just dual time zone?
The one I have is atomic, but I had no luck getting it to connect to the signal. So right at the moment, I'm running it just by setting it. So when I get a little more time, I'll turn it back on the atomic clock and see if I can get it to set up and actually connect to the signal coming from Denver.
Yeah, that's kind of my experience with the atomic clocks too. It's cool in theory, but later on, if anybody's got any ideas regarding getting the atomic signals, I'd be curious to hear too. Next on the list is KD9ZGO. Joshua, did your brother steal your thunder, or how did Christmas treat you?
We didn't do much for Christmas, but as presents from my dad, I got a hand toad, and then from another ham, my brother and I got a shared mobile unit, which we're using right now, and then my dad got an antenna that we put up in the attic. So yeah, KD9, VGO, back to net.
Sounds like a fun, hammy Christmas. Good times. Yeah. I should mention I also got a handheld. I got an FT5D, which I've been wanting for a long time, and the thing is absolutely amazing. So, yeah, good Christmas all around. Next on the list, W9SJO. Steve, how are you doing?
Good evening, Chris, and to the rest of the net. Chris, I'm glad to hear you're feeling 90 to 100% again. Doesn't sound like much fun having the COVID. As far as Christmas, I was afraid I was going to get a 50-pound bag of coal, as my wife always threatens, but all joking aside, I got a nice tactical backpack that I can put a laptop in and some paperwork and clipboard and do emergency work and POTA and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to putting some mileage on that. Otherwise, I'll turn it back to that from W9SJO.
Very nice. Yeah, I feel like this round of COVID, at least, knock on wood, has been pretty low-key, so it was all right. And cool on the backpack. Yeah, I've got a favorite from Amazon that I have 3 of. One for ham radio, one for work, and then one for travel. Next on the list, KC9TFM, John. How are you doing, John?
Good evening, everyone. This is John, KC9TFM. I'm doing well. It was a great Christmas season. It's a season more than one day. We got together with my wife's side of the family on Christmas Eve, and we played a bunch of different games. And one of the games involved inflated balloons and a robo vacuum cleaner with knives taped to it. You just imagine how that turned out. It was a good time. KC9TFM, back to that.
That sounds like an amazing game. Do you get the robot to spin too, or is it just the knife?
The robot was just, as it moved around the enclosure, it would stop and rotate and kind of move in different directions. And of course, a lot of the balloons met their demise quickly. KC9TFM.
Well, that's an amazing game. I'll have to try that. We've got one of those vacuum cleaners, so I think it might be just getting it into a room and then closing the door on it so it can't get out, and that might be a really fun time. All right, next on the list is WA9TT. Larry, how are you doing from N9CVR?
Good evening, Chris. Good to hear you on, and thanks for doing the net. Yeah, it's a bit about the atomic clock there. 2 things came to mind. One is to move closer to Fort Collins. Hi. The other, I suppose, is get a better antenna. So if I have to dig in there and attach a wire or something to get a better reception, I suppose that's on 10 megahertz, I suppose, maybe 5, I'm not sure. But that's too bad you don't get it to work. Second, Christmas, we had a nice get-together with my daughter, her husband, and 2 grandkids, 6 and 4 years old. Monday evening, and they opened up one of their packages with a sled, a 2-seater sled. So someday we'll probably have snow, and they'll get to try it out. And finally, Doug, a little bit jealous there, but congratulations on what you're doing with Leopold. I was wondering, since I introduced you to Leopold there just west of Oshkosh, do I get any credit, I wonder, for that? I've set it aside, by the way. I go down to Oshkosh on Thursdays, and after playing duplicate bridge, I'm usually done by about 2:30, Doug. And then I've been working on getting repeat offender over at Wolf River Wildlife, and I got a few more stops, probably about 5 more stops to go there. I'm pretty sure I got the kilo already. Thanks, Chris, and back to you, WA9TT.
Sounds good, Larry, and yeah, fun times all around. KB9YUC is next on the list. Scott, how are you doing? How was your Christmas?
Good evening to everybody on the net. This is KB9YUC, Scott here in Appleton. Everybody's sounding good tonight. I can hear everybody pretty much armchair copy here. Yeah, the Christmas weekend was very good. Visited a lot of family and friends, and nice relaxing holiday get-togethers. So that was always fun to do. See people I haven't seen in a while. And just in case anybody's interested, the International Space Station is going to be transmitting slow-scan TV images from actually today till December 30th on 70 centimeters, actually. The center frequency is 437.800 on 70 centimeters, and just looking at the passes coming up here, looks like anywhere from 5 minutes to 2 o'clock in the morning this morning, or actually tomorrow morning, so about 8:30 in the morning, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 good passes and 1 mediocre pass. You'll probably be able to see some images from the transmitted from the International Space Station. So I guess they're going to be transmitting two images that they have set up there. So if anybody's interested in that, back to net. This is KB9YUC.
Actually, thank you, Scott, for saying that. That was on my list of stuff to do, and I always forget something, and that was it. Yeah, we copied it this morning at about 7:30. Not an awesome copy, but we got it-ish. Enough to recognize that, hey, it is an image, and we got the NA1SS call sign and, all of that. Just running off of the J-pole on the roof. So, definitely something to check out. Next on the list is W9LEX. Alex, how are you doing?
Hi, Chris. Thanks for running the net tonight. Things are well here. We had a short drive to Oshkosh for Christmas at my brother and his partner's home. And I was able to sneak out and pick up some ham gear for Christmas, including a hat with my call sign on it, and some accessories for doing CODA or field day, like an arborist throw bag and some speaker wire, and make some makeshift dipoles. So that should be fun. Back to net, Whiskey 9, Lima Echo X-ray.
Very nice. Yeah, I need to get a throw bag. That would be really nice. And those makeshift dipoles, I ran 20 meters for a year doing that until we had a party, and some kids found the counterweight and tore it down out of the tree. So those makeshift dipoles do work. They're not ideal maybe, but they're boy, there's a lot of bang for the buck there. Let's see, next on the list is KC9VLP. Roy, how are you doing?
Good evening, this is KC9VLP. Thanks for the net tonight, Chris, and I'm glad you're feeling better. Focusing round the rock. So, glad it was too bad. My last bout with this last October wasn't just too bad either. But, we hunted off a couple of days. Stayed in and tried kind of corn cheese on the other side. But Christmas, our daughter and son-in-law came in from Marshfield. Daughter brought most of the food, did a lot of cooking, had some big meals, came in already on Saturday, we had big meals Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, Monday afternoon. I helped him find the card if you're looking for it. It was found just what he wanted. Everything that he found online was always gone by the time he got to it. In different parts of the state and even Minnesota. I found him a very nice car here in Appleton. I was supposed to see it that super neat, very low mileage. Type of car that's on very high mileage. So with that, and we went to Christmas Eve services early on Christmas Eve day at 1 o'clock. Afterward, we ate, and we had some gift openings for his wife and I, and my daughter and son-in-law. We all had a number of things. And I had a usher on Sunday morning at Christmas Day service, so we had Christmas night day service, and after that, I had more to eat. Daughter and son-in-law left and went to March. It was a very good weekend overall. Low key, but with that, we go back to Metro Pole, up to the 9 CBR. This is KP9 CLP.
Well, good to hear, Roy. Yeah, low key is a good thing, especially this time of year. It's nice to be kind of. Okay, let's close out the year nicely with family, all that, I think. All right, yes, we're at the bottom of the list here. But next is N9CW, Bill. How are you doing, Bill?
Good evening, Chris. Thanks for running with that. Have a good one.
Just got a few comments before
and who got I don't know. I get a good signal from her anyway, I also wanted to mention to you Rob, if you read them up on the one thing I noticed in my life, and I read up on it, that night start thinking later that night, what I did on a month ago, I have you read that one that I could say, business is going a lot on the business. And we had every people more from other that I can put from him, and it's easy. What you get a signal from Colorado. It's also real low frequency by the number. Good luck with that anyway. Anyway, hopefully that'll help you out. We're still on the ISS, International Space Station, Slow Scan TV. I'm going to try to go out and eyeball it going over, but I keep forgetting to check. And other as far as Christmas goes, I got a couple of cool things, but not exactly what I expected. I got a knife sharpening tool. It's a machine, actually, that runs on little belts and grind down your knives and polish it up with t-shirts and so forth. We went down to our daughter's family and had a very good time. So anyway, that's it from Kimberly. Thanks for running the net again, Chris. N9CW, back to net.
Sounds good, Bill. Yeah, we need a knife sharpener too. That's on the list of stuff to do. But yeah, while I'm thinking of it, I believe the atomic clock frequencies are 5, 10, and 15 megahertz. So the question is, which one does that clock listen to? But that's what I know about that. Next on the list is WD9ZEZ, Robert. How are you doing, Robert?
I'm doing great this evening. I had a quiet Christmas. My youngest came to visit me for Christmas. I bought myself an antenna to put in the attic. Haven't done that yet. I'm looking to get into QRP, and I'm looking for a budget QRP radio.
Ooh, that's a fun one. Yeah, I know there's a lot of good ones out there. A lot of people are these days really liking the little Chinese daigus, or however you pronounce them. I know there's a couple of, there's the ICOM, there's the ASU 818, if you can get it, a whole bunch of good radios for that. So feel free to throw another call out after the net, and I'm sure a bunch of people will jump on with personal experience of all of those radios, because I do not have that. All right, last on the list, WI9, Mike, our fearless leader. Mike, how was your Christmas?
Get all that? No, seriously, thanks, Chris, and good evening to everybody on the net. This is Mike. My Christmas was great. We had the family come over for Christmas dinner, did a ham and a turkey, and uncharacteristically, everybody showed up hungry and ate like they should have, and it was fantastic. On the ham radio side, I actually received a second straight key, so it's a little stiffer than my MFJ, which is kind of cool because it keeps me pretty consistent in my speed, and I'm looking forward to straight key night. So with that, Happy New Year from WI9, Mike.
Mike, you're embarrassing the rest of us would-be CWers. You're actually doing it. And also, you're not supposed to cook the ham. You're the ham. Anyway, bad joke. Sorry. One last call for KD9YJH. KD9YJH, Craig, are you still around from N9CVR? That sounded more like W9ZL/repeater to me. But one last call for check-ins to the Fox Cities Amateur Radio Club weekly 2-meter net. Please call net control.
W1QC.
Net control, this is November 9, Fox Tango,
Net control. Net control, this is Kilo Delta 9, Romeo, Papa Whiskey, Rudy, and Wilkie, no traffic.
Control. Net control is Andy, KC9ICF in Foxtrot.
Cool, we picked up a few more stragglers. W1QC, Wayne, N9FT, Fred, KD9RPW, Rudy, and KC9IZF, Andy. Hopefully you all got the question of the day is either what did you do for Christmas or what did you get for Christmas? Feel free, either one. But Wayne, why don't you take it away from N9CVR?
CVR W1QC, the group W1QC went away out to California to visit my Chinese daughter, and he's got a good job out there, so that was fun. Got back last night, actually this morning at 2 a.m. Had a good time. So that's what we did for Christmas. Some information on atomic clocks. The received frequency in a atomic watch and in like the lacrosse atomic clocks that you hang on the wall is 60 kilohertz. And so the best time for them to receive the WWV signal from Fort Collins is at night when it's dark, like around midnight. What I do, I have a Casio, I think it's called a Wave Scepter wristwatch. It's like $40, $50. I've had this one for over 20 years, and I had a previous one for like 10 to 20 years, so I've had these kinds of watches for a long time. And I set mine on my bureau every night, face it to the west, and most nights it turns on the receiver late at night and resynchronizes to WWV, and then the little satellite dish icon turns on, and I know it got synced overnight. And the clocks that I have basically all face the west. They're on walls so that they face west, and they seem to be able to pick up the signal. I had one that didn't work very well. It was a kind of a cheap one, not a very good one. If I stuck it in a west-facing window, it would sync up at night and stay synced. But if I stuck it on a north-south wall, and in this house, I've got really old, it's almost like cement walls with a wire mesh behind it, and that really hurt it. So I ultimately ended up throwing that one up. And so make sure your clocks face east-west. If you got a wristwatch, put it on your bureau, or even put it up at a window, a west-facing window, and then you should be able to sync it up. But it receives at 60 kilohertz, W1Qs.
Well, cool. Thank you, Wayne, for that information. I knew about the shortwave signals, but I didn't know about 60 kilohertz. So, Rod, hopefully that helps you. More information than I definitely knew. So, next on the list, N9FT, Fred. Fred, you are coming in a little quiet, but you are readable. So, feel free to go ahead with your second go. What time is the Nets on Sunday night? That depends. I'm going to send that one over to WI9 Mike because I don't remember the week of the month. So, Mike, you care to comment on that?
Sure. It really kind of depends on which net we're going for. So, characteristically, I think it's the second Sunday, but check the club website. Slow Scan TV is at 6 p.m. The Easy Start CW, Slow Speed CW is at 8 p.m. And if you're thinking the Aries Races net, that's also at 8 p.m., but on a different repeater.
Back to net. WI9, Mike. All right, thank you, Mike. Fred, does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks for checking in, Fred. Next on the list, KD9 RPW, Rudy. How was your Christmas, Rudy? Oh, we just got a long, flat carrier there. Rudy, I don't know, were you transmitting there? Were you saying something? You want to give it another shot?
Chris will give her another shot. We had a pretty wild Christmas around here. We're both in large families. Thanks for doing the net tonight. Merry Christmas to everybody. And hopefully it goes great for you. 89 RPW.
There we go. You got in. There was a little bit of fuzz on your background, but you got in. That sounded almost like a repeater issue to me, not a U issue before, so no worries. But yeah, good to hear that you had a good Christmas. Last on the list, KC9 IZF. Andy, how are you doing?
This is Andy, KC9 IZF group. On Saturday, Christmas is Sunday, Monday this year. On Saturday, I was going to be going to a party that got postponed for this Saturday coming up because of from what I hear, people are in the area, and that's exactly what happened. So yeah, that got postponed for this weekend. As for Christmas, my dad has been in the hospital since Black Friday, so this Friday will be, 5 weeks. He's doing fine now, but I spent Christmas Eve and Christmas Day there for the most part at the hospital, hanging out with him. We watched the Packer game Sunday, and just hung out Christmas Day. Ham radio wise, I have a hole in the ground so I can put up my 25-foot vertical HF antenna, but I have just since that happened, I just haven't had the time to put it up since I've been dealing with my dad's stuff. So, other than that, I think that's it. Back to that case, man.
Well, Andy, sorry to hear about your dad. Yeah, hope he gets better and makes a quick recovery. But yeah, understandable that you're not doing too much else outside of that. Let's see, one quick last call for check-ins, and then we'll call it a net. Please call N9CVR. Nothing heard. So, before I close the net, I'd like to encourage your use of the other two repeaters owned and operated by the Fox Cities Amateur Radio Club. It's the 145.33, and that's a digital system fusion, and the 443.650 analog, and both of those have a PL tone of 100 hertz. If anyone listening is interested in joining the wonderful and exciting world of amateur radio, please go to fcarc.club and use the Contact Us page to leave a message. The FCARC monthly general membership meetings are held on the third Monday of the month at the Maplewood Middle School at 1600 Midway Road in Menasha. The meeting starts at 7 p.m. local time in the community room, door 17. Just look for the vehicles with the antennas. Talk-in frequency is this repeater, the 146.76. For the latest information and updates on the Fox Cities Amateur Radio Club, visit the website at www.fcarc.club. That's Foxtrot Charlie Alpha Romeo Charlie Charlie Lima Uniform Bravo. I'd like to thank all of the stations for checking in tonight. We ask that you please return to the net next week, same bat time and same bat frequency. This has been a Fox Cities Amateur Radio Club production. I will now end the net and return this repeater back to normal amateur use. 73, and have a great week from N9CBR.
N9CBR, this is KD9WCK.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob, from N9CBR.
Yeah, you said you got an FT5DR. That's what I'm operating on right now, and it's a great radio. I have only one complaint about it. The volume and the channel select knob are so tight that you can't turn one without the other unless you hold the second one. It's aggravating.
You know, you're the second person who has told me that. Jamie KD9RQF has, maybe his is an FT3D. I don't remember. Anyway, he's got the same issue. Mine doesn't. I don't know, and if maybe somebody can jump in here if you know if the radio is better than either one of us. But that might be like an adjustable tension thing if you know what you're doing. Anybody have any information? Please feel free to jump in here. No, nothing heard. But yeah, Rod, I have heard that before. My radio in particular doesn't do that. But when I was looking at Jamie's, I actually seriously considered getting a different radio because of that.
Well, you're fortunate. It doesn't do a lot of, it isn't a big issue, but I was trying to adjust the squelch, and every time I tried to adjust the squelch by turning the volume knob, it turned it to a different channel or a different frequency. So I'm going to have to get my wife in here to hold the frequency knob while I adjust the squelch. So just a little aggravation.
You mean you don't have three hands? But no, I totally get what you mean. And yeah, I don't know, maybe that might be something in either in the service manual or I haven't spent enough time looking up on the internet about the radio, if that's something that's adjustable. Because, like I said, you're the second person who's told me that. Mine doesn't do it. The other person I mentioned it to was like, what are you talking about? They don't do that. So it must must be a hit or miss thing.
Yeah, I think I'm going to call Yesu and tell them what's happening. See if they have any ideas. 89 WCK.
Sounds like a plan. M9CVR, I'll be on the side.
KD9VAH or KD9DGO. This is Whiskey 9 Lima Echo X-ray.
Yep, we're still here.
Hi, Andrew. I was curious about what kind of antenna you guys decided to go with.
My dad says it's an Ed Fong dual band, so 2 meter, 70 centimeter, and I think it's a J-pole, yeah.
Very nice, very nice. I'm always interested in antennas and what people go with and what seems to be working well, but yeah, your signal's coming in excellent, so wonderful.
Yep, thank you very much. This is KD9.
Have a great night. Whiskey 9 Lima Echo X-ray.
W, this is KD9. KD9.